Tonight, this podium is going to be shared with some of St. Louis' best. And the next voice that you're going to hear that will take it doesn't fall short of that. Dr. Art McCoy. When you say that name in St. Louis, you should absolutely know who it is that we're talking about. But just in case you traveled from afar and you don't know, let me give you just a little bit information about the next speaker. Dr. Art McCoy, he is an aspiring champion of children and nationally recognized educator. At age 19, he began his career as a math teacher in the Rockwood School District. After graduating magna cum laude with a Bachelor's of Science, reportedly as the youngest certified teacher in the state of Missouri. In 2002, after receiving a doctorate of philosophy in education, Dr. McCoy was named as Pattonville's K-12 Gifted Director. In 2005, Dr. McCoy returned to Rockwood to become Executive Director of the VIC and Student Services. In December of 2010, Dr. McCoy became the youngest and first African-American superintendent, CEO of the Ferguson-Florissant School District. In 2016, he became the superintendent of the Jennings School District. Will you please put your hands together and receive at this time Dr. Art McCoy.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. That's not enough energy. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. See, I can't feel you, and I still can't hear you. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. I want you to say it like you love being alive, and like you love yourself, and like you love what you do. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. All right. Now that's a little bit better. I want y'all to make sure that you make your presence known tonight, because the first thing that I have to say is you are beautiful. That's number one. You are beautiful. If you can't applaud about your own beauty louder than that, then you're sick. Because I know I'm beautiful and I'm making more noise than you, so you need to love yourself. But where there is beauty, there is also truth. You are evidence that there is something going on that's different in this place right now. And that truth is simply beautiful. If you're sick and tired of being sick and tired for a million reasons, let me hear you. Make some noise. That's all right. But I want to tell you that I have two tasks: to welcome you, but then to give you a little spirit. And in my 8 minutes that I have, I first have to tell you how historic this is. Because it was in 2006 that I tried to do this, and we had 500 people in this place. And I know how much it costs, and I know how much work it took, and I know how much pain and spirit that birthed this. And to see Dr. Fields and Dr. Daryl Diggs do it makes me so proud that you are a representation of what is possible. Let's give it up for both of them. See, this is proof that with pain, it can become a platform that propels you into your purpose. Raise your hand if you had a little pain in your career, in your life. Let me see where you're at. Where are my sisters and brothers of pain? That's who I want to talk to. See, I don't do anything without pain because it rests on my shoulders. But my pain has been a platform to birth my purpose. And then, when my enemies came to conquer my flesh, they stumbled and they fell. Because we give the honor to God who is the head of our life. And with him, all things are possible. So he takes your enemies and makes them your footstools. He makes that footstool something that you're wise enough to say, I can step on to go up, or I can step on to kick over, or I can just not step, but I'm going to let you worry about it for a while. But know this, your enemies will become your footstool that gives you some birth into your platform, into your purpose. I don't know if I have a witness in here, because I don't know. I don't know. But I would say amen silly, because I'm a living witness to this myself. I lived it. To talk to you, I had to go back into some pain from like my 20s when I was a principal, an assistant principal. So I want to talk to you about where I was at in my 20s. I gotta give you some spoken word because our poet brother at the beginning, he blessed me when he was speaking his truth. So this is to you, brother. I had to give this because this was my spoken word in my 20s. This is entitled, That's It, I Quit, Be Free. Yeah, I wrote the book, I put my face on it. Yes, I did. The real Mahone. Now follow with me because we're educated and we're educators, so okay, we're gonna go there. That's it. I'm tired of being the only person resolving others' conflicts. Yet at promotion time, hearing things like, you're inexperienced, or you're overqualified, or you're just not the right fit. Previously down from being denied, presently beside myself, seeing another underachieving new manager hired. Now, this Ross is my boss, despite being unqualified. But other that truth, and guess what? Like Trump would say, you're fired. So I'm petrified. My new boss has connections and pride, but he can't add nor multiply. He only subtracts and divides. And even worse, each time this happens, because it wasn't the first, I see old souls long gone, wanting our hopes, dreams, leadership, and talent ever to be realized. So swallowing my pride, I mentored this guy and repeatedly covered both of our hides. Who can identify with that? Right? Let me know if you feel me. But keeping my eye on the prize, yes, I've internalized some of this oppression, but I vowed never to reveal my wounds inside. I don't even have the urge to cry. In conversations with family and friends, they can sense in me and see some anger creep by. And then one reminds me that the enemy wins when your soul dies. So hold fast to dreams because you're still here. You've already survived. And no enemy can rob you from your time to thrive. So that's it. Quit. And so I quit. See, great people, they transcend positions. They redefine the human condition. They take advantage of life's intermissions. Because yeah, we get laid off, fired, and some things, but take advantage of those intermissions. They keep the right disposition. People were like, why did you say nothing? Why did you speak? I was keeping the right disposition. And if I said something too soon, you wouldn't have seen the right disposition. Great people keep the right disposition. And in all things, they strive to achieve their soul's mission. So to do that, you must quit. You must quit allowing your position to define you. No assistant principal is supposed to do this. This is bigger and greater than all that. No position. Quit allowing your position to define you. Quit expecting people to fulfill your dreams. Quit seeking only power to satisfy your needs. Quit denying the world the gift you bring. Quit thinking that something or someone else can possibly be or bring the change that you wish to see, because actually that change was appointed and anointed to be you and me. So that's it. I must be the change, be the boundless one, inspired, enthused, which means God in us. Out of this ages range, be you, be me, connected to a rich legacy, touched by eternity. Be free, and more importantly, be glorified personification, God's glory. That's what you must do to be free. So let me break it down. When I realized that no position was big enough to house the God-given gift in me, I had to become an LLC. I had to become a 501c3. I had to become a superintendent and then know that the superintendency is still smaller than the greatness that God has put in me. And I challenge you to always know to take those positions off like a suit coat and lean into your ministry, what you've been placed here to be, because that is where your greatness lies. And that's what being black is all about. From jazz to theology, to history, to laws, to pyramids that still haven't been figured out how they're built, cutting stone with laser precision without the same instrumentation or cost. So much knowledge has been lost to the point where people are still trying to figure it out and can't come close, because that's the greatness that I know blackness is and that I've been appointed to be. So, in my time remaining, yes, as the superintendent of Jennings, and I got a lot of warriors out there, this applies to them and all of us. We are at war against ignorance. Yeah. It is a war. Ignorance is a war. And if you're an educator, then you've made a commitment to destroy ignorance anywhere and everywhere. That's ignorance inside of you, and that's ignorance outside of you, anywhere and everywhere. We must be soldiers in this army of warring against ignorance. Secondly, I want you to be ambitious, but don't wear it on your forehead. Because your dreams may be bigger than anybody can see. And if you wear it on your forehead, you will have some enemy try to cut you from your legs. Yes. So be ambitious, but don't wear it on your forehead. Always over-deliver, because ultimately if you over-deliver, somehow, in some way, power is going to notice you. The power that you need to ultimately succeed at your purpose. And so when you over-deliver, that power will say, let me invest in them. See, let me break it down. After Ferguson, for me, it was an opportunity for maturity. And then power kind of sought after me, and 5 billionaires said, any check you want, we'll write. And that's how we raised $2 million a year of private funds and private money, because of the sacrifice and pain of standing for something that was greater than a position, greater than a role, but having everything to do with being about purpose. But once you get that access to power, and you become power based off of proximity to power, and you have to never forget where you came from. Because my greatest power comes from my poor moments. Being poor, being in a situation of powerlessness, or without power, powerless, and being in a situation to propel someone other than me to a better reality. And that's when that pain and power meets some other privileged power to make something great happen that may never have happened before. So over-deliver. That's the principle. And lastly, always put your name on it. See, that's what I love about Daryl Diggs Jr. and Dr. Fields. See, Daryl Diggs Sr. is in the room, whom I know. And then Gwendolyn Diggs, Dr. Diggs is in the room. And he knows that there's a legacy he stands on that came before him. And when he puts his name on it, it represents his generation, the previous generation, and the generations before that died literally for us to be here, to speak our truth and to do our thing. So put your name on it. Put your name on it out of respect to those. Put your name on it out of legacy, knowing that you come from a legacy that's bigger than you, and you must do your part. And when all else fails, don't quit. Don't quit. When things go wrong, as they sometime will, when the road you're trudging seems all uphill, when the funds are low and the debts are high, and when you want to smile but you have to sigh, when care is pressing you down a bit, you rest if you must, but you don't quit. Because life is weird with this twists and turns, as each one of us will sometime learn. But you never will know how near you are, because success may be very near when it seems so far. So you stick to the fight, even when your heart is hit. Because it's when things seem worse that you must not quit. See, this day wouldn't be a reality if Daryl took that one incident and said, it defeated me, I quit. Or it shrunk me, I want to be complacent to the system and just kind of fit in. Go along to get along and get along to go along. No, you do the opposite and you don't quit. Don't quit. Because we need you. So success is near when it seems so far. So stick to the fight when your heart is hit, because when things go worse, it's when you must not quit. So, to follow the task that I've been asked to do, I welcome you. I welcome you. But more importantly than welcoming you, I welcome truth in this place. Nobody should be speaking any lies or just playing the company line. Bring some truth. I welcome in this house sisterhood and brotherhood, because we don't need any more otherhood. When we got enemies like we got from the White House and even beyond, we need sisterhood and brotherhood and not any otherhood. I welcome leadership in this house, and it means it doesn't matter what your title is. I'm telling you that if you were the custodian in this place and you show more leadership, this conference is for you, because to be frank, the true first educators, the people who created FAPE, yeah, I'm talking about Robert Smalls from South Carolina, who created free and appropriate public education, did it because of the freeing of slaves. And that's how we got Sunday school, which is not just going to say hallelujah. It was the first schools for those who were indentured and slaves. So I welcome that type of leadership in this house. I welcome blackness in this house. It's all right to be black and be authentically black and nothing wrong about it. I welcome power in this house, because all of you have power. Yes, education is a great equalizer, but power and empowerment is the ultimate equity supersizer. You need some power to bring equity. And why else would in MCEP 6 the word equity be even asked to be taken out? Because that's about power. And so if education is subject to power, saying equity is not the word, I welcome the equalizer and I welcome the equity supersizer, which is equity, empowerment, and power. Lastly, I welcome healing in this house. Because some of us are hurt, and hurt people. And so we need to welcome healing in this house. I welcome God in this house. Because with him, we can do all things, but without him, we can do nothing. I welcome greatness in this house, and that is you and me. Thank you.